welcome. And thanks for being here. The firearms market in 2026 looks busy on the surface, but the real story is quieter than most people expect. While new models continue to launch and discussions online shift from week to week, actual buying behavior remains surprisingly consistent. When people decide to make a purchase, they tend to gravitate toward the same types of firearms again and again. That consistency is what this countdown is built around. Rather than focusing on what is newest or most talked about, this list looks at firearms that continue to sell steadily because they fit practical needs. These are models buyers recognize, understand, and feel comfortable choosing without second-guessing the decision. Familiar platforms, proven designs, and realistic price points all play a role in why certain firearms continue to move through dealer inventories. This is not a ranking of the most advanced or the most impressive designs. It's a reflection of what buyers actually choose when reliability, availability, and usability matter more than novelty. In this video, we're counting down 12 firearms that are flying off lots in 2026 and explaining the market forces and buyer preferences that keep them in demand. Let's begin with number 12. Entry-level AR rifles continue to play an important role in the American firearms market, and the M&P 15 Sport II sits squarely in that space. This is not a rifle people buy to experiment or tinker endlessly with. It's a rifle chosen because it does exactly what most buyers expect, without unnecessary complexity. For many first-time rifle owners, familiarity matters more than innovation. The R platform is widely understood, easy to support, and backed by an enormous ecosystem of parts, accessories, and training resources. That reduces hesitation at the point of sale. Buyers know what they are getting, and dealers know how to explain it quickly. The M&P 15 Sport II fits cleanly into that pattern. It offers straightforward performance at a price point that feels accessible, especially compared to higher-end AR builds. As a result, it continues to move steadily, particularly among buyers who want a practical rifle without committing to a premium platform. The Remington 700 remains a familiar answer to a familiar question. When buyers think about a bolt-action rifle for hunting or long-range shooting, this platform is often already on their mental shortlist. That kind of recognition plays a significant role in purchasing decisions. What keeps the Model 700 relevant is not novelty, but confidence. Decades of use across hunting fields, ranges, and competitive environments have established a reputation that newer designs still struggle to match. Buyers don't need to be convinced of its purpose or capabilities. They already understand where it fits. Another factor is support, parts availability, aftermarket options, and general gunsmith familiarity all make ownership straightforward. For many buyers, especially those returning to shooting after a long break, that matters more than chasing the latest design trends. The Remington 700 continues to sell because it represents a known quantity in a crowded market, and that reliability keeps it moving. The Ruger American illustrates how value-driven decisions shape modern firearm sales. This rifle doesn't rely on legacy alone, nor does it aim to compete with premium precision platforms. Instead, it focuses on delivering dependable accuracy at a price point that feels reasonable to a wide range of buyers. In recent years, practicality has become a stronger purchasing factor. Many buyers want a rifle that performs well for hunting or range use without requiring a significant financial commitment. The Ruger American fits that mindset neatly. Lightweight construction, consistent accuracy, and a straightforward design make it appealing to both new hunters and experienced shooters looking for a secondary rifle. It's easy to explain, easy to justify, and easy to maintain. That combination keeps demand steady. The Ruger American continues to move because it answers a simple question clearly: how to get solid performance without overspending. Pump-action shotguns remain a constant presence in the market, and the Remington 870 is one of the most recognizable names in that category. Its appeal is rooted in familiarity and versatility rather than technical complexity. Many buyers are drawn to platforms they already understand. The 870 has been used for decades in hunting, home defense, and recreational shooting, making its role easy to define. One shotgun can serve multiple purposes with minimal adjustment, which makes the purchase feel practical rather than specialized. Reliability is another factor. The manual pump system is widely trusted, and maintenance requirements are straightforward. For buyers who value function over features, that simplicity is reassuring. The Remington 870 continues to sell because it fits comfortably into real-world use. It doesn't require explanation, and it doesn't demand commitment to a narrow role. That versatility keeps it in regular demand. The Mossberg 590 occupies a slightly different space than other pump-action shotguns. While it shares the same basic operating principle, its reputation is closely tied to durability and straightforward function. Buyers tend to view it as a tool designed to handle repeated use without requiring constant attention. One reason the 590 continues to sell consistently is trust built through long-term exposure. Many shooters encounter this platform through training environments or institutional use, which reinforces confidence when it comes time to buy. That familiarity shortens decision-making. Another factor is simplicity. There are no complex systems to learn and very little that feels unfamiliar. For buyers who want a shotgun that feels dependable and predictable, that matters. The Mossberg 590 fits well into households and collections, where practicality outweighs interest in innovation, keeping it a steady presence in the market. The Ruger Precision Rimfire reflects a growing interest in skill-focused shooting without the cost associated with center-fire precision rifles. It appeals to buyers who want to train fundamentals seriously while keeping expenses manageable. Rimfire ammunition remains affordable, which allows more frequent practice. That makes platforms like this especially attractive to shooters who value consistency and improvement over raw power. The Precision Rimfire offers a familiar layout to those interested in long-range disciplines, but without the barriers that often discourage entry. Buyers choosing this rifle usually know exactly why they want it. It's a deliberate purchase, driven by a desire to practice technique rather than chase performance extremes. While it may not be the fastest-selling rifle on the list, its demand remains stable because it serves a clear and growing purpose. That clarity keeps it relevant in today's market. Few firearms are as universally recognized as the Ruger 1022. Its continued popularity comes from how easily it fits into nearly any shooter's routine. It's approachable, familiar, and flexible enough to serve many roles. For new shooters, the 1022 offers a gentle introduction. For experienced shooters, it provides a platform for casual range time, training, or customization. The availability of accessories and aftermarket support means owners can shape the rifle to match their preferences without difficulty. Another factor is cost efficiency. Both the rifle itself and its ammunition remain accessible, which lowers the barrier to ownership. That makes the purchase feel low risk and easy to justify. The Ruger 1022 continues to sell because it doesn't demand a specific purpose. Instead, it adapts to how people actually shoot. Micro-compact pistols play a central role in today's handgun market, and the Springfield Hellcat reflects that shift clearly. Buyers increasingly want firearms that balance concealability with practical capacity, and this model was designed with that expectation in mind. The Hellcat appeals to people who carry regularly. Its size allows for easier concealment, while its capacity and ergonomics help maintain confidence during use. That balance reduces compromise, which is a major factor in why buyers gravitate toward this category. Another reason for its continued demand is familiarity with purpose. Buyers understand exactly what this pistol is meant to do, and it performs within those expectations. There's little confusion or adjustment required. As concealed carry continues shaping handgun purchases, models like the Hellcat remain in steady demand. The Glock 43X succeeds by offering familiarity in a more carry-friendly form. For many buyers, this pistol feels like a logical extension of something they already trust. The controls, trigger feel, and general handling align closely with other Glock models, which lowers hesitation at the point of purchase. What separates the 43X from smaller carry pistols is balance. It remains slim enough for concealed carry while providing a grip that feels stable and predictable during use. That combination matters to buyers who want comfort without sacrificing control. Another factor is ecosystem support. Holsters, magazines, sights, and accessories are widely available, making ownership straightforward from day one. Buyers rarely worry about compatibility or long-term support. The Glock 43X continues to sell because it feels like a safe decision. It doesn't ask buyers to learn something new. It simply adapts a familiar platform to modern carry needs, which keeps demand consistent. The Glock 48 MOS reflects a subtle but important shift in buyer expectations. While concealability still matters, optics readiness has become an increasingly common requirement. Buyers want pistols that feel current without abandoning proven designs. The 48 MOS offers a longer sight radius and a slightly larger frame than smaller slimline models. which appeals to shooters who prioritize shootability alongside concealment. The optics-ready slide signals forward compatibility, even for buyers who may not add an optic immediately. This model tends to attract buyers who think one step ahead. They want a carry pistol that can evolve with their setup rather than limit future options. That mindset slows impulse buying slightly but increases long-term satisfaction. The Glock 48 MOS continues to move because it bridges two preferences: traditional Glock reliability and modern configuration flexibility. Few handguns occupy the same space in buyer psychology as the Glock 19. It is often the reference point against which other pistols are measured. That status alone drives consistent demand. The Glock 19 appeals because it avoids extremes. It is large enough to shoot comfortably and small enough for many people to carry. Capacity feels sufficient without excess, and operation remains simple. For buyers who want one handgun to cover multiple roles, this balance is difficult to ignore. Another reason it continues to sell is confidence. Law enforcement use, long-term civilian adoption, and widespread availability all reinforce trust. Buyers rarely feel uncertain choosing a Glock 19 because its reputation precedes it. In a market filled with specialized options, the Glock 19 remains relevant by being adaptable. That versatility keeps it near the top of sales rankings year after year. At this point, the Sig Sauer P365 is no longer a surprise. It's familiar, widely discussed, and already proven itself in everyday use. That familiarity is exactly why it sits at the top of this list. Even with the broader conversations surrounding the brand in recent years, buyers continue to separate the product from the noise. Whatever opinions exist about other models, the P365 has established its own reputation through consistent performance and real-world adoption. For many people, that matters more than corporate headlines. The appeal remains straightforward. It fits modern carry needs without asking buyers to compromise on size or capacity. It's easy to live with, easy to carry, and easy to trust once someone spends time with it. That combination turns hesitation into decisions. Another reason it continues to sell is momentum. So many buyers already know someone who carries a P365, has trained with one, or recommends it based on experience. That familiarity lowers the barrier to purchase. The P365 doesn't dominate because it's new or exciting. It dominates because it feels like a safe, sensible choice in a category where confidence matters most. When you look at these 12 firearms together, a clear pattern emerges. None of them relies on novelty to stay relevant. They continue to sell because they match how people actually buy firearms today. Familiar platforms, practical designs, and confidence built over time matter more than chasing the latest release. This list isn't about declaring winners or telling anyone what they should own. It reflects consistent buyer behavior in a market where decisions are increasingly deliberate. People gravitate toward what they understand, what they trust, and what fits their everyday needs. That's what keeps these models moving year after year. Now, I'm curious how this lines up with your experience. Which of these firearms do you see most often where you live? Are there any that surprised you? Or any you think belong higher or lower on the list? Share your thoughts in the comments. And if you want more breakdowns focused on real market behavior instead of hype, make sure to stay tuned for what's coming next.